Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 38 of Trapped in My Mind. I'm your host, Seth, and today with me I got my good sir, Bennett.
What up?
What up, dude?
Nothing.
I'll answer your question after this.
Okay, all right, for sure.
So,
kind of preemptively asking.
That's okay. People don't know when the intro music cuts out. What was I going to fucking say? Oh, so, right when you came over, we just started... What the fuck? I had like a stroke. We just instantly started talking about music.
Well, yeah, because I walked in the room and I'm looking around at like all the posters and stuff you have, and I'm like, yo, like this is cool. I was like, I've always seen like a design of like all the Kanye albums. I noticed your Kid Cudi poster instantly.
Do you know what that is made up of?
I believe it looks like songs or lyrics.
Yeah, well, I shouldn't say it's all of his lyrics, but it's created from only his lyrics.
Yeah, that's what I assumed, because it was like words. I was like, all right, it's got to be lyrics or song names. And then I looked through a couple of them and I recognized some.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, dude, but I can always appreciate a music aficionado like myself. And we were actually going, and we had to cut it off because we're like, you know what? We're going to bring that to the podcast, because we were talking about, is Kanye's music rollout artistic or is it annoying? And then it kind of segued into Travis Scott knows how to chase a bag. And so we can just go right into that.
So, okay. Yeah, like pretty much he was talking about Travis Scott chasing a bag. And the examples that at least I can come off at the top of my head was in the past, I guess, 3 years, ever since Astroworld, because he was big before then.
Yeah.
But when Astroworld shot him to the moon, literally. And then he's had collaborations with Nike, which was, obviously the biggest, and still to this day, still coming, like, still full front.
Between them and Yeezy.
Yeah, like, I'd say, well, I'll mention it in a minute when I get more into something else.
Sure.
But then he had the Reese's Puff collab. Or Reese's Puff.
I feel like I've...
Because there was the normal box that you could buy at like Meijer or any normal store, and then there was like a chrome box
and then he also did merchandise for it, right?
Then he did merchandise for it. Then he did McDonald's, obviously, which everybody remembers.
And that was a hit.
It was a good burger.
I never had it. You fell into the trap.
I did. Believe okay. I am very susceptible to that kind of marketing.
Okay.
And that's part of the reason I hate it. And so like he did McDonald's, then he just did Nike again with Fragment. And
those shoes are fucking sick.
I prefer the originals personally. The Mochas, the original ones.
Dude,
you like the blue?
Yes, but they haven't dropped yet.
No, they did.
What?
The highs?
The highs
yes.
have.
No, the lows came out 2 days ago.
I fucking missed it.
Well, it was like you think you were getting the sneaker W on the sneakers app? No.
No, I never have yet. I have
really?
Not yet.
Really? Okay. I've had I've been trying for 3 years, but I think I've only had 3 super hype ones. I hit this morning actually on a pair of women's dunks for one of my friends.
Oh, what color were they? I think I saw
purple
and white. Oh no, purple and the swoosh was black. Or was it white?
No, it was like the swoosh was purple, then they were white. They were like purple pulse. That's what they were called.
Okay, I think I saw.
No, I was pissed because I texted her. I was like, hey, like I got size 10, whatever. I was like, do you want them? And then she kind of bailed out. So I'm either going to sell them, online, or if anyone listening, any females size 10, men size 8.5, I guess hit my line. I'd
be squeezing, but I was like, dude, those look sweet as fuck. I would wear those.
So this is one thing that Travis Scott, he is, I don't want to say, in part ruined a lot of things because it's a combination of Travis Scott and a combination of resellers.
Oh,
and I have a vendetta against resellers.
Likewise.
Just because, who doesn't? And
resellers.
Yeah. And, high school kids. But, so the shoes that Travis Scott released, like even back in the day, like those are still even reselling for thousands of dollars, which is absolutely absurd. Like he's got his Jordans, his Dunks, his Air Maxes, and his Air Force Ones, everything. And the thing with so just by that association, people were, I don't know if anybody actually. Oh, okay.
Keep going. I don't know what just happened.
Yeah. Can it?
It's recording now. Wait,
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
I don't know what just happened, so I don't know what was missed.
yeah, it's like
but
my
you
audio.
were saying
My audio literally cut out of that.
everyone's
Stop talking.
did.
Oh, okay. Yours too.
My computer just froze.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Anyway,
All right.
we're just gonna keep rocking with it.
Okay, so back what I was saying was I don't know if anybody bought them, but people were legitimately reselling the receipts for the Travis Scott burger. Like,
What?
and like, I kid you not, like, I looked on eBay, there were people buying receipts for the burger with like certain numbers on them.
Couldn't anyone get? I thought the burgers weren't very hard to
You
get.
could. Yeah, no, anybody could get them, but people were legitimately selling like, order number 420, order number 69, order number 1, like literally the numbers.
So that's the high school market.
Exactly. And they're reselling them for, it's this piece of paper for, $10. And then people were trying to resell the, and they got away with it because people are like, a lot of people like, just they're stupid. They don't realize I can just go to McDonald's. There are people, I can just go to Kroger or go to Meijer and buy a box of Reese's Puffs with Travis Scott on it. But they spend $15 on StockX to just get it shipped to their house. And it always boggled my mind. Then he'd sell, like, there were a lot of things. Like, I bought one thing, just literally, I bought a pair of shorts from the McDonald's collab. That was, it was
The merch was actually pretty sweet.
I bought the Shamrock Shake shorts.
Okay.
And it was like, they were so dumb, but they're so funny. I was like, I have to. Then he sold like a chicken nugget pillow for like $300. He's just like, he knows we're stupid. Half of his merchandise that have come out with the collabs are literally designed in Microsoft Paint. They just look like stamps on Microsoft. I'm like, this is not.
Yeah.
And like literally the Shamrock shorts, it's just like a clip art of a shake on it, and then it says Cactus Jack. And they're green.
And they were what, like $60?
Yeah, probably. I think I don't even remember. But so back to the shoes was all of his stuff has released on sneakers, and then Nike's part of the problem with it, creating resellers by limiting this stuff. And like Travis said, there's like 50,000 highs. That's how many he made, or something like that. And what he did was, it was only through his website. So that's the only way you could buy the Travis Scott highs. So what you had to do is you had to put in your email, and then after the raffle was closed, you would get an email if you won, and you had 30 minutes to purchase it. So I don't know if this is a rumor, or it is a rumor. I don't know if it was confirmed or not, but there was somebody shown on, I think, either Discord or something, that they implemented 30,000 bots with email addresses into that raffle and end up getting 87 emails to purchase shoes. So if you just look at that, like 87 pairs of those shoes, they retail for $200. So you'd be spending, close to $18K to, 1,800. No, 18,000 or something around there, or whatever it is.
I won't fact check.
Yeah. Just my stupid math. It's close to 1,800. To purchase those, but then if he resold all of them, he'd make over $200,000.
Yeah.
Just from reselling and botting 87 pairs.
Well, I hate fucking bots too.
That's the same thing. Bots have been around forever. Like, even when I was like, talking to my dad about this, bots have been around ever since the internet's been around, because specifically, I think I don't know if I'm correct in saying this, but I think it started with concert tickets.
Okay.
Because people, and you see it all the time, people will buy out concert tickets or sports, and then you got to spend, an extra $50 to go see the person you want to see. You got to spend, because like, concert tickets for something could be $100, and then, I fell victim to it last year 2 years ago, when Kanye did his Sunday services. The tickets were free, but then people ate it up, and I had to pay. I had bought a ticket offline of somebody that in order to go see the show. Yeah. So like, I paid for it when the ticket was literally free.
Which technically I thought was illegal. Like, I feel like I learned in school that it's called price skimming?
Scalping?
Scalping, yeah.
Well, scalping. Oh, what? Price gouging? Is that what you're thinking of?
No, scalpers or people who will get tickets at a certain price and then upcharge them and sell them. I thought that was fucking illegal. Like, I thought if something retailed at a certain price, you couldn't sell it for more. But I obviously know that it's not illegal because it's done all the time.
Yeah, there's a whole market for it. There's literally companies built on it, like StockX, Goat, Grailed.
I know.
Those companies are built for it. And at least I've seen, I don't know if you've seen it, in the past, more specifically, like the past year, I'd say like the past year especially, is people are like so sick of resellers because there was this thing, there was a couple, I guess, major news stories, I guess. There was something with, I forgot who the name of the guy was, but he was caught or something backdooring a bunch of pairs of the trophy room Jordan 1s.
Okay.
And then the same thing happened with the VP of Nike. Her son was getting all of these pairs and reselling and making thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, that is so scummy.
Yeah.
Like, and people are like, oh, it's a business. Like, you gotta, don't hate the player, hate the game. And it's like, you gotta hate the player. Like, it's not, I don't think it's taking advantage of the system. I think it's exploiting the system. Is especially with, and Nike has claimed they've tried to combat bots by making every hype sneaker release a draw. And
yeah, but bots can get in the draw.
Yeah, well, like, people say that the draws avoid bots in the sense of first come, first serve. So that's the whole point of bots, is like to get all your information in within a millisecond. But now that it's a sneaker draw, everybody can get in and have an equal number of chance. But now that it's a draw that lasts 10 minutes, bots can put in thousands of entries.
Yeah.
So it has its pros and cons. But so what I was saying was, in the past year, people have even been more upset because of these certain releases. Raffles have gone bad. They've been a lot of backdoor pairs. It's people are buying replica shoes and replica clothing. And I don't know, have you heard of the replica market at all?
You mean like
fake shoes?
Like from like DHgate?
Yeah, more DHgate is still on the level of Wish. Like, just, it's bad quality. It's like legitimately, but like there's a whole subreddit dedicated to replica sneakers and replica.
Well, I've heard of that. Like, they'll even sell like replica StockX tags.
Exactly. Yeah, they send you sneakers with StockX tags. And because they're like, because the people are like, I want this shoe, I'm not spending $1,000 for it. And then there's the people on both sides, where there's people that purchase replicas that are like, I want it for the shoe, I'm going to wear it, I'm not going to put it in a case and never touch it. Mm-hmm. And then there's other people like, and it's like, if you really cared about sneakers, you'd wear your shoes. And then the people that are defending retail and reseller, like, it was like, I'd never wear fake sneakers. It's like, you're supporting horrible companies or whatever in China, and you're just getting, it just goes, you're trying to be something you're not, is what they're saying. And you're saying, the only reason you'd buy replicas is so you can impress other people
by flashing off as if it was fake, yeah.
Exactly, or as if it was real.
Yeah.
And exactly. And like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I bought replica shoes. Strictly, it was like the shoes that you complimented on my Instagram. I hit those on sneakers.
Oh, really?
The Sakai Vapor Waffles. Yeah, I hit those on sneakers.
Damn.
That's like the most hype I've hit on sneakers, because like those shoes resell for like $700. And I was holding them. I was like, God, it was like, it's so tempting
to sell them.
That's the thing. Exactly. It's like, I had them for months before I wore them. I was like, should I sell these? I don't want to be that person, but it's like, I can make $700 just in an instant. But do I want to? And I was like, no, I'm going to wear them. But no, I bought, and like literally, like talking about what we were, before Travis Scott, mm-hmm. I bought a replica pair of Travis Scott Dunks, like the bandana print.
Yeah.
And
I know which ones you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, because like those are so cool. They go with so many outfits. And I'm like, I wanted these. I tried to hit them on Sneakers, Travis' website, never did. And resale is literally $2,000. I'm like, not a damn chance. I will never spend that much money on
Even if I was rich, I wouldn't do
exactly.
that. Like,
oh no, people even like, there's been videos of people Like, it's like they're sneaker shopping. Like a couple, I forgot who it was. A couple rappers have been like seeing like a pair of Dunks, and, like they're checking out. They're like, that was $3,000. Like, are you kidding me? It was like, and it's just they're like, oh, it's supply and demand, which you can debate. You can be like, it was like Nike limits the supply, demand hypes it up. Yeah, but it's just people are hoarding pairs, and people are using these bots, buying up hundreds of pairs, and then they're the ones spiking the price. Because if it was really like fair to everybody, then that wouldn't happen. There's a lot of theories that Nike is literally straight selling to StockX, that they're like keeping pairs and just selling them on StockX. And because if like Nike really, there's like, I guess there's the idea that Nike could either raise their price, or Nike could supply more pairs. They'd make more money, but then hype wouldn't be as high. It's a whole like economic thing.
Yeah, I don't get that. That's the one thing I don't get is if, well, for example, with a StockX, why would they sell them to StockX?
Because
they're not making that money.
Well, no, well, like sell them through StockX. Maybe that was a better phrasing. Is so like Nike, you know, Air Jordan 1s like or the Jordan lows that came out 2 days ago. They retail for $200 or I think $150, the Travis Scott ones. And Nike had, I think, rumored, I think there was, between Nike and Travis Scott, I think there was 100,000 pairs, maybe something like that. I don't know how many in each size. And that, but, so like Nike could, you know, only a certain number of people win the draw, and then the shoes reselling for $1,200, $1,500. They just post them on StockX. It's all anonymous. And it's like they just post them on StockX and cash in that way, opposed to making the $150 directly from a consumer. They're making thousands on StockX from some dude just buying it. There's rumors that obviously it's not true, or like not 100%, not confirmed or anything, but people are thinking that that's what they're doing. But this is a whole thing. People are like, sneaker culture is being destroyed, and that's the whole thing with reps. Is people are like, you're destroying sneaker culture by buying fake shoes, and then they're saying you're destroying sneaker culture by scalping all these shoes and reselling and having employees at Foot Locker and all these other stores backdoor shoes.
So what do you think?
Personally, I don't care. I mean, I think that I hate resellers. I've hated resellers even before I bought a pair of fakes. And like that's the whole thing. That's another thing that people hate about fakes, and I hate about fakes is you can I guess flex them, quote, but like don't say they're real.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
And don't try to pass them off. Well, not try to pass them off. You can like, you know, just wear them, and if somebody asks you like, yo, are those like that literally happened to me. I couldn't believe it. Because nobody ever really like says anything. I was like, could you it was like, how much you pay for those? And I'm thinking in my head, I'm not going to tell this dude I paid $2,000 for them. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, oh, they're not real. And then like he was like complimenting them before he asked. And then I told him, I was like, oh no, they're reps. I paid like $100 something for them. And he was like, oh, like I'd never be caught dead in that. Like it was like and like it was literally a sneaker reseller. He was like, yeah, like I buy and sell shoes like on the side. I was like, dude, I don't care. And I was like, I really do not care. I was like, okay, like I'm going to wear this because I like it. I'm not trying to impress you. I'm not going to lie to you. And then obviously there's a intertwined thing in both people who have bought reps and people who like are against it, is like scammers. Is obviously like if you buy a pair of reps, like that's why like, you know, 20 years ago when you like see pictures of people wearing fake Jordans, they're horrific. They're horrific. They're like, they look nothing like it.
Now they're pretty damn close.
And now it's like there have been accounts of like replicas literally passing through StockX and other websites, and like that's the bad thing, is like that should never happen. You should never buy a pair of fakes and try to sell them as real.
Well, that, and also now because replicas are so like common, even if say I have a real pair of shoes, people will be like, nah, those are fake. It's exactly. Like, well, then why even get real ones?
Even if, like, regardless of those kind of shoes that are so expensive, like the Travis
Scott
ones, or like all the Travis Scott shoes, some old Jordans, like
the Red October Yeezys.
though that's probably one of the most faked shoes.
Yeah.
And the Red October, God, I'd love a pair of those, but
I think they're ugly, to be honest with you.
But they're just like, it's Kanye.
They're notorious.
They're Kanye. And all those, the Ben and Jerry's, the Chunky Dunkies.
I like the Chunky Dunkies.
Yeah, there's those. Then a lot of like newer dunks. If you're wearing, like if you're in a and like a lot of people defend it as like, nobody cares what you're wearing, and nobody cares if you're wearing real or fake stuff unless you're like a teenager. Like nobody, like I guess at like even our age, even though we're like early 20s and on, like people are gonna be like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they probably won't say shit.
They won't. And even if you're wearing like super expensive stuff, automatically people are gonna assume it's fake.
Yeah, I know.
Regardless, because they're gonna be like, it was like, oh, there's no way you got this. There's no way like this is real. This is It was like that's it. I was like, I'm it was like I'm like I own a lot of sneakers and I have some like pretty expensive pairs, but like that was like one I was like, like I gotta. I was just like one day I was like browsing the subreddit and I'm like looking at all of this and I'm like, fuck it.
How much are the fakes though?
They're like retail price, so maybe even less. Like they're typically about, at least the one I got was like $140.
So like 80%, if not 100% of the retail price.
Yeah.
See, that pisses me off though too, because they might look the same, but like I feel like, so I had a fake pair of turtle doves, the Yeezy
really?
one, turtle doves.
Did you know they were fake? Or
yeah.
Okay.
I paid like $30 for them.
Nice.
From I forgot, it was something that was around before DHgate. Either way, I knew they were fake. I never claimed they were real. And I remember going to the Life of Pablo concert at the Joe, standing in line for merch and just getting fucking bagged on by these guys behind me. And I'm like, bro, I know they're fake. They're clearly fake.
Exactly. It's like, I mean, who cares? It's like, I know they're fake. Like, that was however long ago.
2016.
Yeah, so 5 years ago. It goes, I guess it's way more accepted now.
Yeah, but
I mean,
I was just going to say, I also feel like, but that's why I wouldn't even want to pay. I never got a fake pair again since then because they just didn't feel as comfortable. Like they looked fine. Like and there's probably even better replicas out there of different shoes for sure. Mm-hmm. But I was like, I don't know. This takes away from what I wanted the shoe to be.
Exactly. And I guess I get that because like the ones I have, like there's like no, at least to me, no visible flaws, no comfort flaws. And I'm legitimately like, I think I would never do it, but I'm like, these could pass. Mm-hmm. These could pass unless I'm like at least the one thing I did notice is the main thing that looks bad about them is the box. Mm. And like who cares about the box? But yeah, but it is a premium. That is the only downside. It is a premium for a fake pair of sneakers. Yeah. And because like there are people that buy off DHgate for, $40 for a pair of, the new, like the University Blues, like this Jordan that came out earlier this year. And they look fine, but like the quality stinks because it's $40 on DHgate. But, it's probably made with the same materials as Nike or the other replica sellers are making them at. But it's just not nearly as, they don't have the reputation that some replica sellers have that they're willing or they're able to charge over $100.
Yeah. And I think honestly, well, there's a couple points from after hearing that I would like to make. So I only have like one, I would say I'm like a wannabe sneakerhead. I'm never going to spend resale ever.
Really?
I don't win often on like sneakers or like even like when before Yeezys were easy to get, because now they're like, if you want them, you can pretty much get them.
Yeah.
But before they were like, you had to have like 5 or 6 windows open. So I only have like one pair of like hype sneakers. They're like the Yeezy Moaves or
the Mavs.
I
have those.
Yeah, and I fucking love them.
The 300s, yeah.
But the thing is,
700s.
I think those were like $270.
They were $300 retail.
$300.
$300 retail.
But they're so fucking comfortable. They hold up well. They look good with everything, in my opinion.
They're the brown and the neon little tip. Yeah. I have those. And when they came out, because the only pair of 700s that was out was the Wave Runners. And those were like $600.
Yeah.
And then the Mavs came out, and everybody hated them.
Originally.
So I paid resell like $315.
Oh, you got a resale?
I did not get.
I won that one.
I did not hit. I did not hit on Easy Supply, but I paid resale. But resale, like everybody hated them, so resale was like only like $20 over retail. So it's like, whatever, I'll buy them. And now they're like $500.
Yeah, that's one thing I was gonna say about Kanye though is he said from the get-go that he wanted to be able to make shoes that anybody could have, and although the first pair of like the boosts, like those or the 300s,
the
V1s,
the V1 350s, those are the Oxford Tans, Turtle Doves, and Pirate
very
Flags.
hard to get.
Exactly.
And then like even for a couple years they've been hard to get, but now like he sells such high quantities and
there's so many colorways.
if you want something, you can probably get it.
Exactly.
And so that's why, like, when you look at Yeezy's resale value, sure, the hype around him has gone down a little bit, but really they haven't because he still sells out every fucking shoe.
Well, the hype is not gone. The hype was gone for a while, and then I don't know why or I don't know how, but the foam runners, the alien looking.
Oh
shit.
yeah. Well, those and the slides, I know they're pretty expensive resale.
Dude, I bought the slides on Yeezy Supply. They were like sitting for like an hour.
Yeah.
And people clown the hell out of them. And now they're like $200.
I heard they're cozy as fuck.
They are nice.
I almost got them too because
I got them for retail that was like $50.
Yeah.
And now they're like $200 for a pair of slides. And then same with the foam runners, they're like $70 retail, and then people are reselling them for $400.
Yeah,
I'm like, that is insane.
That's stupid.
And there was that whole conspiracy that Walmart was selling.
I saw that.
They said there was Walmart, Amazon. They had foam runners, and they were like the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And people were getting pissed or like, oh, you're buying reps, whatever. Like the only people that care are kids on TikTok and.
Yeah, I don't care about the kids on TikTok.
Exactly.
But no, it's but I mean like his if I'm not mistaken, before his shoes would resell on like StockX for like $1,000, and now it's like $300, $400, $500.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So they don't have as much. I mean, they're still, everyone thinks they're cool. They still sell out every time they're sold, but their resale value has gone down a little bit. And I think it's because he's doing it the right way.
And I think at least that's just a matter of trends. Is the resale value, because in 2015, 2016, 17, that was when Boost and NMDs were huge. Yeah. Everybody had a pair of NMDs. Yeah. Everybody had a pair of Boosts. And that's when Yeezy was really capitalizing. And now in the past 2 years, it's Travis Scott. It's Air Jordan. It's Nike Dunks. And it's like, that's literally everybody.
I feel like Jordans have always been big, though.
Jordans have always been big, but Nike is pumping out colorways.
Yeah, they are. Every other week, there's like 2 or 3 new colors.
A new Jordan 1, literally. And then, I never hit on them. I hit on I think the only Jordan 1 I hit on was the Shadow 2.0s.
I don't know.
And then, I think that's the only Jordan 1 that I...
What about Off-Whites?
I've been trying every day for Off-White exclusive access. Because they're releasing the Off-White Dunks every day at noon.
Yeah, they have a bunch of colorways coming out.
50.
Yeah.
Every day at noon for the past week. And, this week is the second week, and I think this week is it. So, if you don't get access tomorrow or Friday, you're out of luck. And,
so you need access to be able to get into, the raffle?
Yes. You need exclusive access. And it's stupid, but I don't own a pair of Off-Whites. I own Off-White clothing that I bought, years ago, but I've never owned a pair of shoes because they're regardless, because Off-White Jordan 1s are $5,000. Off-White
stupid.
Off-White Blazers are $1,000. Off-White, a bunch of other Off-White stuff is one pair of Off-White Blazers, they're like orange. They're like Halloween.
Yeah, I know which ones you're talking about.
That's like my grail.
Those are fire.
I'm like, How
much would you pay for those? Max price? $500?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because right now they're like $7. I'm like, I can't do that. $5 is probably my mark of where I
feel like if it dropped to $6, you might do it.
Maybe. I keep my eye on. Maybe I'll buy a rep. Dude, because I want them so bad. I was like.
I agree with you though. I fucking hate the resale. I
can't stand it
because it's
the same thing too. With I want to go to Tyler. I want to go to the show, but I like Tyler the Creator show in February.
Oh, Flognog?
Yeah, or no. He's coming to LCA.
Oh, I was gonna say his Flognog.
So for the Call Me If You Get Lost.
Yeah.
So and I wanted to buy. I tried to get tickets 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, and I missed out. I couldn't get GA tickets.
Sold too quick.
and now they're on Ticketmaster for $200. I'm like, I'm not paying $200 to go see this. It was like I want to see him, but it's not like Kanye where I spend ungodly amounts of money to go to another tour.
Yeah.
But I was like, and it's the resellers that people buy up the Detroit show, buy up every show where it's like, and then you're sitting there, you're like, I want to go. I guess I'll put $200 in this random dude's pocket.
I can't do that. And honestly, I don't know how to fix
I haven't done it. I haven't done it yet. I've
seen him live 3 times. He's
Tyler?
Yeah.
Really? I've never seen him live.
He's awesome.
And I wish I went to the Igor tour. I regret
Sonic, yeah.
That and that's a concert I regret. And then I didn't have tickets, but me and my buddy were like about to buy tickets to see X. And
yeah, that would be cool.
And he bailed. He was like, "Nah, I don't want to go anymore." I was like, "I'm not gonna go by myself." This is obviously in 2017 or 2016 or something, right before. I think it was even before Question Mark drop. So it was like he was still kind of, he wasn't low key, but Look at Me was still probably his most popular song. But Look at Me was how he's known.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not gonna buy tickets. I don't want to see him. And then a year later.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's everybody regrets not seeing him. Or not seeing
Mac.
Rest in peace, man. But yeah, him, X,
Juice. I've seen Juice twice now.
God, I wish. It was I would have loved to see him. And then I've never seen I want to see Uzi so bad, but he's only came once and I couldn't go. It was I think I had something going on that day, and because it was Uzi opened for G-Eazy or something like that.
Oh, that was at DTE.
And, yeah. And I was like, I don't want to go.
I had tickets for that, and I just told him. I was like,
damn.
Because I was like, fuck G-Eazy.
Yeah, literally, I was like, I don't want to fucking go to G-Eazy. And then something else came up where I couldn't go, and I was like, damn. And now I want Uzi to. I'm like, I want him to come back. I want to see him so bad.
He's on a couple festivals.
That's not my style. No. I don't think I'd ever go to a festival.
I enjoy them.
It's just it's 3 days of.
You leave on the red eye, dude. You leave,
I can't do it.
But that grind, that nitty gritty is part of the memories. But
and 100%. It's definitely a culture and an environment that is next to no other.
Yeah.
That I feel would be fun, but I don't know.
Yeah, you got to buckle down. You got to be mentally prepared for that.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't think I'd ever go to Rolling Loud.
I actually speaking of concerts and resale, I bought tickets to Rolling Loud back in June, when the ones for LA, right?
Okay.
Because the headliner was Kid Cudi. Well, he's one of them, and J. Cole. And I'm like, I didn't recognize any of the other fucking turds on there, but I was like, well, J. Cole and Kid Cudi, that's enough to make me get it. I bought my ticket for $380, and then plus fees put it over $400. And then I'm trying to save my money more, like I said, house shit. Mm-hmm. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna sell it, and they're reselling for $800. I'm like, I'm not fucking doing that. So I put it up on Ticketmaster for $400. Sold in 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, I'm happy with that.
Damn, wow. Well, yeah, geez, that's what I was saying. It was
I'm not a reseller.
Exactly. I kind of should have preemptively said that when I was saying if any dudes size 8.5 or men or women size 10 want this pair of purple Pulse Dunks, when I get them, I will charge you $120 what I paid for them.
They're lows? Oh yeah, they're lows.
Dunk lows. Yeah, it's I'm not because literally I could keep them, sell them on StockX for $250.
Yeah,
but it's I can't do that.
Yeah, I can't do it either.
There's somewhere I would I'd consider it, but it's I'd rather just wear them.
So would I.
But obviously I bought this in minds of giving them to somebody else or selling them to her, but she changed her mind. So I was like, all right, whatever. What am I going to do with these now? So if I can't sell them to somebody I know, I'm going to have to sell them online.
Yeah.
And but that's just that. And you were talking about reselling Rolling Loud. Yeah. Okay. So that made me. It was. Do you have a PS5?
No. I've been trying to get an Xbox for the past year.
Okay. You have
I'm not paying
$800
anything over retail. I'm not doing it.
Exactly. Because there's still retail is $500.
Yeah.
That is insane. No, and it's the same.
Not a chance.
And people are selling them and buying them for, like a lot of money. I'm not gonna name names.
Oh, I know people too who bought like 3 or 4 or 5, some for $1,000 a piece. Like,
I was gonna
fuck
say,
you.
I was gonna say I'm not gonna name names, but like I know somebody who is pretty, like who has gotten into that area of botting for shoes.
That's scuzzy.
And I'm like you do you, man, but like, fuck you.
I mean, it's a quick dollar.
It exists. It's a quick buck, and like, I guess it's a side hustle, but it's like,
yeah, but you're taking shit from somebody who actually wants it.
Exactly. You're just being scummy, and like people do it with everything. Like everything will be scalped.
But to play devil's advocate, it wouldn't work if people didn't want to buy them.
Exactly.
So it's like, it's hard to be mad. Like, of course I'm gonna be mad because I'm the type of person who, if I want a pair of shoes, if I think a pair of shoes is like super ill, I want to get it. But I'm never ever gonna pay resale for it. I will not do it no matter what. Like, my favorite pair of shoes ever are the Soft Visions, the pink Yeezys. They're the 500s, like with like the weird like moon looking bottoms.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
And they're only reselling for like $450, but I'm not gonna fucking do it. I don't care.
Yeah, like I said, I mentioned the Blazers. Then one of my other favorite shoes that I've wanted forever, ever since I got into shoes, is the Yeezy 750s. I think they are. They're the high tops with that big strap with the gum bottoms.
Okay.
I don't know, and they're like gray suede.
I know which
like
ones you're talking about.
$1,000, and I'm like, I want them, but I can't do it to myself.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, if resale didn't exist, people who actually wanted that shit, like, I have no problem waiting in line. Like, if I have to wait in line, I'll do it.
That's what it used to be.
Yeah.
That's what it used to be.
That's fine. I'll do that.
Yeah, that's what it was in the 90s in Jordans. You had to wait outside for 8 hours.
Oh, 8 hours. I mean,
yeah, people stayed overnight.
But I feel like people would do that and then buy multiple pairs. Because there's still things where you have to wait in line for, but you just fucking buy multiple pairs. I'm like, I don't like that either. Like, for an Xbox, I sold my Xbox One and like whenever the new one came out, or a month before the new one came out, because I had a special, and I got like $170 for it, which was shocking.
Oh, nice.
So I went to GameStop because it was around Black Friday, so in November of 2020. I called and I said, "Are you guys getting
the Series X?"
I was just getting Series S. I only play like 2 games. Like, I'm not a big gamer.
Yeah, that's the reason I haven't got one. I literally play COD Zombies and that's it.
I play FIFA and then sometimes COD with the boys. But either way, I'm like, are you guys getting any? They said we can't say. And I'm like,
oh,
okay.
God.
So I go in there in person. I said, are you guys getting some? He goes, we can't say, but yeah, we're getting like 50 of each. I'm like, oh, that's actually decent. So I literally went to the mall. When did I go? Because they didn't open till like 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. And I was there like 3 hours early. And there was like, I wasn't the 50th in line. Like, I was actually like probably 30th in line. So I was like, oh, I'll probably get one. Mm-hmm. The first guy went in there and bought like fucking 30 of Xboxes and 30 PlayStations. I'm like, dude, fuck yourself.
I mean, like, that's like, that is literally, what is that? Yeah, so like, I don't know.
300 times.
It was like, let's say 60 times,
500
times
60. 30. It's $15,000 right there.
Yeah, so $30,000. Who the fuck has $30,000 just blow a GameStop?
Yeah, but you already know he made his money back.
Oh yeah, he made
that.
He made $100K, easy $100K, but it's like, God, I know a lot of places have limits on that stuff now, like Nike. If you go to the Nike store when they have a release, they'll like, you can only buy one pair. And you have to buy, like, there's been some sneaker stores that have been like, you have to buy your size.
Yeah.
And you have to, like, wear them out.
I've seen that. I would be cool with that.
I've seen that.
I wanna buy shit, or I wanna buy shit to either wear it or use it. I'm not gonna even like the same thing with like cars. Like, I've always wanted like a classic car, and I would drive the shit out of it. Like, I don't want to just let it sit.
That's different. And I mean, like, that's different in the sense of, I'm just thinking like resale. Like, vintage resale is different, in my opinion. If you're buying something that's 20 years old, or like a vintage T-shirt, a vintage whatever, I understand resale price. I don't like, it's still taxed, but I understand.
I get it more.
I don't get the shoe retailed for $170 at 10 a.m. At 11 a.m. it's $500.
Yeah,
that's what pisses me off.
Especially because these companies know that there's such high demand.
Exactly.
And that's what I don't get too, is like, there's such high demand for their shoes. Yes, if you increase supply, demand, like, the hype around it will go down, but you'll still be making you'll be making more money yourself, because
they've probably calculated it to a T that if they release double the amount of shoes, they'll make more money, but then the next pair of Jordans won't sell as well because everybody has the old pair.
But Yeezy's consistently released more and more stock of shoes, and they've all sold out.
Yeah. I guess you got a point. Like, I can't really, like...
I'm just... It does... I mean, I get why they do it because it does create hype around their brand. So maybe it creates brand value. Like, oh, Jordan's just fucking cool because they have all the cool shit. Everybody wants their shit, and then we'll pay whatever they want for it. But I fucking hate that. Like,
the parallel is with Nike. I guess a parallel company is that everybody hates is Nintendo. Nintendo, like, they're, like, horrible to... I guess there was this whole thing last year when they community striked like a bunch of people on YouTube for like either using some clip from Nintendo Direct. I don't know, something. They're just a company that it seems like they just don't care about their consumers, like Nike. And Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, my favorite Zelda game, my favorite game franchise, is they released a game that I bought, which, you know, like you can buy the game for $60. But it came with an amiibo. And in the game, for the Nintendo Switch, in the game, the amiibo was... What the amiibo did was it allowed you to fast travel through the world, which was a normal component of the game in the old Wii version. Now they locked it to this $25 amiibo, which people were pissed about. They're like, you're going to make me buy an add-on to do something that was in the original game. And it got scalped up, and it's on eBay for $80. And people, like, they're like, if you want to do this normal feature of the game, you have to buy resell. And everyone's like, what the fuck?
That's what Nintendo did?
No. Nintendo locked... People are pissed at Nintendo because fast travel, like, that was in the original game, and the remake that just came out, like, a few months ago, they locked fast travel into an additional amiibo that you have to buy.
It's an add-on.
Yeah, it's an add-on. You have to spend $25 on this amiibo, but the amiibo came out in such a limited supply that scalpers bought it up and are reselling it for double the price.
Well, yeah, I think it always takes two, right? It takes the scalpers and it also takes the companies.
Exactly.
Because, again, they could just fucking supply more. Like, if they sold it out and they're like, oh, shit, well, I guess demand was higher than we expected.
Yeah.
Make more.
Yeah, and they'll never release.
Also, don't make something that was originally... That's another thing I hate is people or like, companies will make things that were originally available for free. Oh, yeah. It's worked out well. It's charged more.
Yeah, it's a microtransaction, stuff like that.
Any phone app I have ever thought that was useful, now you have to pay for it. It's like, or you get like this bullshit light version with ads, and you can't get the same features.
And I part of me, you can't get. I don't know if it was the first thing to do it, but I blame Fortnite for a lot of that because with the addition with the Battle Pass in Fortnite and how successful that was in making them money, it seems that every game from now on has been either free or cheap, and it has an additional part that you have to pay for that normally wouldn't have been in the game. Mm-hmm. It's the quote-unquote battle pass for every game.
Yeah, I don't know shit about Fortnite.
Yeah, well, no, they had a battle pass where you got like skins and cosmetics and stuff, and then it was like, did you play like Warzone or anything?
I didn't play Warzone.
Okay, because like, I don't know if
there's like extended maps.
Yeah,
like map packs for like COD and like Black Ops.
Yeah, there's like battle passes where it has a bunch of stuff where it's like you progressively unlock things throughout the game, but you have to pay for it. And Fortnite created that. Now there's so many microtransactions in every game and every app. It was like Clash of Clans is a battle pass now, and then like other games like that, like Clash Royale has one, and they're just like, these used to free to play games. All you could buy was gems. Now you can buy this random pass for it. But I don't know.
Yeah, add-ons like that are bullshit. And by the way, I was paying attention when you were talking when I was on my phone. I was looking up scalping because I remember learning it in school, like learning about it, and I was like, this has to be illegal. Like, this is illegal. And so
there's got to be some
quick research tells me that 60 of 50 states have a law that makes scalping illegal. Like, they prohibit scalping. However, there is no federal law, so that's why like companies like Nike or... Well, Nike doesn't scalp, but it's like StockX.
Yeah.
Because like Michigan's not one that has...
Well, because StockX is based in Detroit.
Yeah, and that one, Michigan doesn't have a law against scalping.
Okay.
So I wish there was a law against scalping because that would...
It goes, but like at the same time, that's like such a hard thing to prove. You can be like, oh, I bought this for myself, but now I don't want it. It's a gray area.
Yeah, but if there's a company I mean StockX, for example.
Yeah, like they're
Yeah,
just
I don't want the shoe anymore, but okay, you can resell it if you want, but it has to be at retail or below. You can't charge triple the price.
Yeah, if you wanted it to be that much, you should have made the retail price $500, which then nobody would buy.
And
that's the whole thing. It goes Nike wants their shoes to be worth more. There's rare and exclusive stuff that I kind of understand resale price for, but at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I fucking hate resale. But going way back to fucking Travis chasing a bag. I saw this dude and I was like, this guy's a genius. So obviously you touched on Reese's, his McDonald's, whatever, but he also has a seltzer, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Cactus Jack.
Dude, I bought it.
Or what's it called?
Cacti.
Oh, Cacti. Yeah. I bought it too.
I like tequila, so I liked it because it's agave. It's not a lot, but
see, I say so. There was lime, pineapple, strawberry.
Yep.
Strawberry was ass. Pineapple was pretty good.
Literally,
lime was okay.
That is literally how I feel.
So I would rather get other seltzers though, but they were 7%. Either way. So I mean, those fucking were flying off the shelves. But now what he's done, again, I don't know if it's his idea. It's probably like somebody on his team who's a marketer.
Oh, is it the free?
It's like a Willy Wonka fucking thing. Where
it's like the free ticket to Astro World.
Yes,
or
because
it is.
then you get people who might not even drink, or like, for example, like me, I drink, right, and I'm a big fan of his. But after I had Cacti once, I'm like, I don't need it again. But now I know, well, shit, I could get a free trip to a cool ass festival.
Yeah,
Well, you get a ticket and you get one more. You get tickets to the festival, and I believe you get travel expenses covered. So it's like, dude, I get a fucking vacation for some reason you think, ooh, I could get the can that has
exactly.
So you'll do it. That's marketing genius, because not only was his drink popular just because
it's
who
Travis
he
Scott's.
is.
Because it sold out and it was so popular. But
it was hard to find at first.
Well, yeah, because everyone was like, "It's Travis Scott. It's got to be good." And then half the people who bought it hated it.
Yep. But now he's like, "Well, here's another incentive to fucking buy it."
Exactly.
Because out of all he's gonna be selling now, he's getting a handful of tickets away.
Yeah.
The guy just doesn't stop making bags. Or the Fortnite thing. You know how much money he made for the fucking Fortnite thing?
Oh God, I think I bought the skin.
I see. I don't know much about it, but I know. Did you have to pay to attend the virtual?
No, it was free. Like you don't have to pay. You can play that game 100% for free, but the only thing you buy is skins.
Is there ads or anything?
No.
Okay. Well, I don't know how
they make so much. They make so much money off people who buy skins, and that was one thing. It was as soon as that concert, the Fortnite concert was over, I think I ordered the vinyl for the album, or for the Scots.
I feel like I ordered the vinyl too, but I don't think I ever got it.
Really?
Well, I ordered what was the one that came out? The Adventures of Moon Man and Slim.
Okay.
I ordered the vinyl for that, and I still have not gotten it. Well, and Man on the Moon 3, I never got a vinyl for.
Really? Well, one vinyl that I did order, I ordered Acid Rap years ago. I got it on Chance's website when it came out, and I think it literally took almost a year to get to me.
What the fuck you doing?
I don't know, man. He has to press. I don't know. But that's...
Well, don't put it on sale until it's ready. I mean, I get it.
Well, that's Travis's whole marketing thing is he, his clothes, if you want his clothes, which I think most of his clothes stink, but if you want his clothes, you can buy it. Because he makes to order. That's why it literally is it says it on there, it says ships in 8 to 12 weeks. Because, he lets, for however long it's on his website, any number of people can buy it, but so thousands of people buy it, and then he's like, oh shit, I gotta make all this. So he doesn't have a set limit of it.
Well, he uses is it Flea Plant Market?
Cactus Plant Flea Market, yeah.
Yeah.
That was they did a collab, and there was the Kids See Ghost sweatshirt. That's
everyone uses that brand now. Cuddy's, all of his merchandise comes from them, pretty much. Yeah. Kanye does it sometimes.
Kanye used to use Gildan.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that fucking...
Yeah, literally.
Or not the Yeezus tour. Life of Pablo
tour, yeah. I got 2 shirts that are printed at Gildan tees.
I got the neon green one. Or
I got the neon...
But
mint green. I got the mint green long sleeve, and then the one that said General Admission on the back.
Okay. Oh, was it black?
No, it was white.
Oh, I can't picture that one.
Yeah, but I think I literally have the same shirt that you have.
Probably with the yellow / orange.
Where it says tour, and then the back it says St. Pablo.
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Do you think there's anyone else that knows how to chase a bag as good as well as Travis Scott right now?
Right now, no. At least
Not even Drake. Like Drake makes good, obviously, a lot of money, but
it'll be said till the LeBron, I guess.
But I still don't think I think LeBron makes. Why? I don't know how much they make in comparison to one another, but I think LeBron.
At least I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that like throw LeBron next. LeBron's a billionaire. Yeah. But like athletes make a lot more than like musicians. I think because athletes are making just off their contracts $50 million.
Well, and like then their endorsements too. They get a lot more endorsements.
Yeah, like LeBron's endorsements obviously are ridiculous. He's in the sneaker game. He's in all that stuff.
But I'm saying like self-made like ideas. Travis Scott is everywhere you look.
Yeah.
But not like Shaq. Like, it's not like he's just doing ads.
I was going to say Shaq is the definition of chasing a bag.
Yeah, but
he's insurance, the pregnancy tests.
But Shaq...
Icy hot.
Yeah. But Shaq is different because it's almost like... I don't, like... It's called the Shaq effect, actually. We learned about this in college. But it's like, that guy's on everything that his endorsement value is, like, not very high anymore because he endorses anything you fucking want him to.
Yeah. Okay.
But... Travis Scott just fucking... everything he puts out sells out instantly.
Yeah, like when you see Shaq in a commercial, like, this is a joke.
Well, isn't he like he's on the general insurance?
Yeah,
right?
the general insurance.
He kills me, dude.
He's too much. Well, what's it called? I kind of want to completely switch topics.
Let's go for it.
Kind of because I know... I know we're gonna run over.
That's fine.
But because I didn't expect that to take that long. However, we were just...
So you came with an agenda prepared.
I came with that one and this.
Okay.
There was not... Well, like, I came with part of it. Mm-hmm. But, so, like, at least this is what I read this one book a long time ago. And, like, my dad gave it to me when I was, I don't know, early high school, freshman, sophomore, or something like that. And then, like, I'm currently rereading it. And, like, I wish I would have finished it before I got here. But, just so I could, like, speak better on the whole thing. But have you heard or read Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance?
I have not.
Okay. So what this book is I think the title is the title is Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance: An Inquiry into Values. And so what the book is, at least I'm like halfway through it. Like halfway through rereading it cuz like I don't remember the whole thing from when I was, 15. And obviously, like, I got a whole different, like, I'm a whole different person from I was, 7 years ago.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, what this book is to say, I don't really know how to describe the theme, or not the theme, the genre. I guess it's a fictional autobiography.
Okay.
So it's an autobiography of this character that doesn't exist in real life.
Okay.
If that's what makes sense. So,
yeah, that makes sense.
It's the main character, his son, and this other couple is traveling across the country on their motorcycles.
Okay.
And so it's literally just full of metaphors for life. And in the first part, so like I kind of want to relate this to not necessarily just our individual lives or people's lives in general is... kind of right in the first, couple chapters or first chapter, I think the main thing was kind of getting the whole grasp of motorcycle maintenance is, the main character and, I forgot their names. God. But, the couple, the other couple is the way that they, like how they work on their bikes is they'll never ask for help. They'll never ask for help, and they want to do the old. They want to do a certain way. They're stuck in their ways. They're doing this, and then the main character and his son are. They're like, you can do it like this. You can. This is how you can do it. It's way easier than what you're trying to do, and they're just flat out refusing. And so he's come to the point where he's like, I'm not even gonna help them because they're refusing to take my help. I'm going to. I'm going to let him fail, essentially.
Okay.
And so it kind of, like, spins into how this is a, like, just kind of, like, maybe you caught it when I was saying it, is there's certain people that are stuck in their ways. They'll never change the way they do things. And even with technological advancements, even with other things, they'll, never acknowledge it. They'll be like, the old way's better. Mm-hmm. The old way's better. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to ask for help. That's kind of, I guess, a a stereotype for men. Like you've heard I'm a man, I'll never ask for directions.
Yep.
And so I guess that's kind of like that was like the stereotype being portrayed as like, and I can't think of any like complete examples of like what I'm like I guess there's probably certain things that, you know, my grandparents do that like could be done, that takes them an hour, that could be done in 5 minutes. But it's like there's people that are stuck in their ways and that will never like, or like stuck in a situation that they can't get out of because they refuse to look in a different light.
Oh, for sure.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. And it's not even just, I don't even think it's just like processes and actions. It's also just like their thoughts.
Yeah.
They can't change their opinion on something because, well, that's just not what they know.
Yeah, exactly. And there's certain situations in mental health where, you know, if you're thinking a certain way, then like, and you can't help it. So like, I'm obviously not going to get to that point because I'm not going to be insensitive towards somebody. I don't want to be offensive towards anybody by saying that.
Yeah.
By saying anything on that topic, but that's like a thing too, where, you know, like if you're thinking negatively, if you're, and you think like, this is the only way, I have to do this, but you know, there's another option and you're too scared to ask for help. You're too scared or too proud of yourself to be like, I'm nervous. I don't want to ask them. I don't want to look weak, something like that. That was kind of like the main thing in the beginning.
Sure.
But then getting into it, it was kind of another thing where he was talking about, there was an example where he was low on gas and he was like thinking to himself, he was like, this isn't that big of a deal right now. But then like they got off-roaded somewhere and that like screwed up their whole thing. So this small problem of being low on gas became a huge
escalate into something bigger.
So, and like that was like another thing where you're like inquire into, it's like something that doesn't seem like an issue now or something that doesn't seem like a big issue. It's all situational and it could come back and haunt you. Or even just make things progressively worse. You're like, oh, this little thing right now, I don't need to worry about it. But, you know, I guess it's procrastination. Like, I guess might be a slight example. It goes, oh, I got this paper due. You know, it's a problem right now, but, you know, I got 3 weeks to do it. Then the night before, you're sitting there punching the air. And it's just kind of stuff like that. It's just, it's also, it was also, I don't remember the exact, like, context of it, but the metaphor was to, that some problems with, this is like, I guess, obvious, it's, but some problems to one person is big, the same problems to another person is small. So you're thinking that something like, you know, literally like to you, for example, you know, if your internet goes out, you know, like this, that could be a huge problem for you with this and with everything else you're doing if you work from home. I don't know, but something like that, if that's a huge problem to you, but to somebody else, if their internet goes out, they're like, oh, whatever, I'll just sit here. It's not a big deal. And so it's like, you can't compare problems. I've always been on that, pedestal. Like, I've always been on that stance. Like, you can never compare problems. When you're talking to somebody, helping somebody with something, if their problems, never be like, there's a way to do it. There's a way to be like, yeah, I went through something similar to that. I understand you, or I sympathize with you, or I don't remember exactly between sympathy and empathy.
Yeah.
Which
I think it'd be empathize.
Empathize, because one of them is empathize is like you're putting yourselves in them shoes opposed to watching from the other. Yeah.
And sympathize, like, I just feel pity for you.
So it's like I feel bad for you, but I'm gonna put myself in your shoes, because you can't. If you compare problems, it's just gonna lead to one person trying to feel like they had it worse.
Yeah. See, I always used to do that.
Really?
Compare problems. But our mutual friend, Carla, she taught me, which I think she was taught from her therapist, that if you compare problems, it's only fair to compare riches. And so we don't do that to ourselves. Like if I'm having a good day or if I just got something, I can't be like, oh, well, that guy has more, so I'm just going to be like, we never do that. We're always quick to compare problems, but never to compare successes.
I think the reason behind that is comparing success is because you want to be on the extreme of either thing.
Okay.
Because you want to you either want to have the greatest, like you want to have the most. You want to have the most success, the most money, the most materialistic things, the most, I guess, the best relationship, anything along those lines, anything that you measure success by. You want to have the best. So if somebody is in a better situation than you, you're like, God, I wish that was me, you know? Or if you have problems, you're like, you want to have, I know this sounds weird to say, but it will make sense. Like, I want to have the worst problems because I've had bad problems. There's no way that you've had worse problems than me. Mm-hmm. Like, just thinking it was like you're overreacting. I had it worse.
Yeah.
It's not.
You want the attention. And
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's so unhealthy. It's hard not to do it. It is hard not to do it. It's hard to be like, because that's how people get into seriously depressive states, or like myself included, is like just not even comparing, just thinking to yourself, this is the worst it's ever been. This is the worst how I've felt. Nobody's had it worse than me. Not comparing to any individual, just thinking that internally. You're like, this is the worst ever. It can't get better. You know, stuff like that.
It's also bad when people invalidate your feelings in the same way. Like
exactly.
If I say I'm like doing shit, it's like, dude, why would you be feeling shitty? There's so many people who have it worse off. It's like, okay, well that makes me feel more shitty.
Yeah, exactly. And like if someone was like, I'm feeling shitty, dude, and you're like, oh, well, so am I. It's like, I'm feeling way worse, and you're like, oh, what? So I don't matter anymore. So like, kind of like that, and just comparing these problems, and it's just the recipe for disaster. Is people always say, it was like, never compare yourself to somebody else. Obviously, that's a cliche, but it's true. It's one of the main things that I hold pretty strongly is, don't compare yourself to anybody in any sense, in any, like, how you look, how you how successful you are, like what job you have, how much money you have, if you like, whether you're happy like in a happy relationship, or like if you're single with somebody, any of that stuff, you know, like anything that you measure happiness by, I guess, in a sense. Or like, yeah, if you have like or never mind. But so if you stop doing that, at least from what I've experienced, if you stop comparing yourself to people, believe me, I still have trouble doing it. It's human nature. I mean, at this point, to like look at other people and be like, oh, how are they doing this? But I've gotten a lot better at it than I have been like comparing people, or like comparing myself to people. But when you like slow down doing that, it seems that you have a lot more self-love, you're more comfortable in yourself. Because obviously you're going to be like, I'm not comparing my income, or my, like, where I went to school, or like, I don't know, like, just, I'm trying to think of like random
anything.
examples.
It can literally be anything.
I'm not comparing it to them anymore, so it means more to myself. It's like, I have this. I don't care what anybody else has. This is how this is me. So I think that that's like a great way to think about it, is you don't want to think too much about what other people are doing. Just focus on yourself. Because if you're thinking about what other people are doing, it's all in your head. You're thinking,
God, you'll never be good enough.
It's like, yeah, you'll never be good enough. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. And then you'll never do it. And then you'll just get more sad that you haven't done it. And there's a lot of...
then you're living somebody else's life.
Exactly.
You're not even living your own.
You're not. No. And then there's a lot of people are talking, or like a lot of people have always said that social media has I guess encouraged that life comparison.
Okay.
Of where you're seeing people do certain things, and you're like, God, I wish that was me. They're in Hawaii, or, you know, wherever. They're on vacation. It was like, and I'm stuck at work. It was like, what am I doing wrong? It's like, it goes, they have this many followers. They got this many likes. It goes, what am I doing wrong? Am I ugly? Am I not cool? Do people not like me? And it's just like, I get that. I get why people would think that that's validating one way or the other, but at the same time, it goes back to the whole thing. It's like, who cares? What we talked about in the beginning with like clothes and stuff. Like, who cares what people think about you? Mm-hmm. Who cares about what you're wearing? Who cares about what you look like? I mean, obviously, you should like keep yourself looking as nice as possible. You shouldn't like not shower and not
I got you.
Not trim, but like you want to look your best, and like don't compare yourself to others. One of my favorite things is I don't know if it's relevant, but well, like I know it's relevant, but have you watched or listened to the H3 podcast?
I don't even know what that is.
Okay, Ethan Klein. He's had a podcast for years, but what he did was he was talking about this on one of his videos. Was he went through when he was in college before he met his wife. He was like seriously depressed, and because he just like hated himself, and like one of the thing that he hated was his appearance. And so what he did was like, it took him a lot, but he legitimately avoided all mirrors for like a year. He was like, exactly. Well, this was 20 years ago, but he was like, I just didn't look at myself for like a year. He was like, it was hard, but like, I just avoided it at all costs, like mirrors, reflections, anything. I just didn't look at myself for like a year. And then when he said he like finally did, he was like, this is me. I've accepted it. I'm not looking in my face for 20 minutes in the morning wondering what's wrong. I'm not looking at my imperfections. This is just me. And it was like, I could never do that. Like personally, I could never, like not look at myself. But I think that's like, there's other ways to do that, to be like more comfortable with yourself. You can like, take pictures of yourself, like just look at yourself, work on yourself. Like, there's like, I guess the cliche stuff, like, change your diet, do this, like drink a lot of water stuff, and to be like, to feel better, because ultimately when you feel better, you look better.
Oh yeah.
Like not even just even mentally, not even physically. Like if your mentality's there and you feel better, you like look better. You like look more how like you think you look, because like everybody,
you're just brighter. Your energy's just higher.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Everybody like sees pictures of themselves and are like, do I really look like that? Because that's not how I look in the mirror. Mm-hmm. They're like, do I? But that's the same thing. That's where like Ethan was kind of talking about on H3. He was like, I'd see a picture of myself and I'd hate it. It's like I'd see a picture of myself and I'd be like, God, I look horrible. I hate that person that I see. And until you can beat that, whether it's through whatever way, it sucks, because I used to be there. I used to be in this situation where I'm like, I hated what I looked like for years. But then I was in like elementary school, I was bullied for like the way I looked. Not like the way I looked, just like how my hair was. And then,
did you always have long hair?
I did until I did up until freshman year of high school. Then I cut it sophomore year. Then it was like short through my freshman year of college. Then I was getting it trimmed and I got a horrible haircut. Like she butchered me. And then I get it trimmed just so like my split ends aren't horrible. But I haven't gotten it like cut in 4 years.
And so when it was short, what did short mean?
Like that was like a big thing when I was in 9th grade. It was like I'd get teased for like either my hair or just like that was pretty much it that I remember. Like my hair, people have always made fun of my laugh. I think it's just like I don't see it. It's just loud and obnoxious, I guess.
Guess I haven't heard it.
I don't know. Like I can't like laugh on camera, ridiculously. But so like when I cut my hair sophomore year of high school, I don't know like what got into me, like why I did it. I don't know if anything possessed me, but then like I cut it and it was short for a while. And then then sophomore year, like I remember it was mostly sophomore and junior year that like I kind of had that revelation. Like it was like I really hated how I looked, and then like sophomore year, like I gained a lot of weight. Then like not a lot, but like I mean compared to what I was.
Okay.
Like I think I gained like 20 or 30 pounds. So I was like 190 or something like that, like sophomore year of high school, and then like junior year, that was like a point where like I think I saw my yearbook picture and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this. And then like junior year, I lost it all, and I was like kind of like at like weirdly skinny, like it was bad.
Did you like go through a growth spurt? Because I know that happens a lot when
No,
people get
I've been
taller.
maybe I don't remember, but I was like either super to a point where because like I've always been the same height since like I think beginning of high school, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember. But then like I lost a lot of weight, and then like senior year, like a lot of stuff
You're good.
that I won't really like get into, but just like with either relationships or other things where I was like either like breaking up with or like getting broken up with, or like they kind of like put me into a place where I'm like super down. I'm like, is this my fault? Like, is this me? That was a couple years after high school. Like there was like this one specific relationship that I was like super like, this happened because of who I am as a person. And it took me a lot, like months to kind of between talking to other people and like getting through that to be like finally like realizing like it had nothing to do with me personally. It was like her decision. It had nothing to do with my personality or my just like who I was, the reason that happened. And I think that's like, it takes work, and I'm not going to deny that. It takes work, like, and there's certain avenues of getting through that are different for every person. Not everything works for one person. But.
Well, even in the order, like I actually just mentioned this on the podcast with Dante. We didn't go in deep on it, but so it sounds like when you broke up with the relationship you're talking about, your first thought was, it was my fault. I take the blame, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
See, in my long relationship, when we broke up, it was your fault. You took the blame.
Really?
So it's interesting to see the difference. But then,
really?
And then after like a year and a half, I was
I think,
ooh, a lot of that was me.
Okay. All right. Well,
I'm a little bit different from you.
Well, I'm not gonna. Or do you mind me asking? You can cut this if you want. But did you break up with her? Or did she break up with you?
I don't honestly. I don't even really know.
Okay.
I think it was kind of like, it was at a point where I'm like, I kind of have to.
It was at a point where you guys both decided, like, this isn't working. Okay.
It was kind of like an unwritten who did it. It was like, okay, well, we know now. We're not together.
Okay. All right. Well, the only reason I asked that was because I was thinking, because, like, she broke up with me, so obviously, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong if the person that is the one that's breaking up with, so, like, if somebody broke up with me, whoever's getting broken up with is the one that feels like it's their fault. Because, like, the person who is breaking up with, or the person who is doing the breaking up, feels like, I guess, they're, like, in power. I guess, like, they're the ones facilitating
Could be a little bit of that.
Yeah, well, every relationship's different.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously that's not true. Like, in a vacuum, it's true. But, so, it goes, like, the thing is, like, when I got broken up with, I'm like, this was, out of the blue. I'm like, this has got to be like, does this reflect my character? Does this is it something about my character that, did I do something that drove her away? Did I do something? Because it was like, I was like, what did I do? I needed to know. And it ate me up for months.
That's wild, dude.
And it's happened multiple times. And there's parts of me where I'm like, God, dude, this sucks. I was like, when am I gonna catch a break? When am I gonna do this or that? But and then this was 3 years ago, and it's like, I've come to the point where I'm like, it's not my fault. Those people weren't right for me. So, what am I gonna like? obviously, like, I know who I am. I love myself. But, so if somebody doesn't love me the same way I love myself, then they're not for me. It's not my fault. It's them. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to project that as that they're losing me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just saying that it goes, we just weren't a right fit. No hurt on either end. That's where, like, I kind of am now. If that situation arose.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And it's funny because as you're talking through that, I like laughed to myself, not at you, but because I asked myself those same questions, but it came much later. Like
really?
I said, instantly for a year and a half or so, I didn't even think anything was wrong with me.
Really?
I was like, not a goddamn chance. But then,
Damn.
After a conversation, with her and also through conversations with other people, I was like, okay, you opened my eyes a little bit. I'm like, now I can see both sides. So it helped me get a full 360
All right,
view.
well, yeah, well, that's part of it. That's definitely good. Is there's a lot of people that talk about it was like getting closure, like figuring out why things happened, and I guess that's one way to.
That's also an excuse for a lot of people to just
dude
stay connected.
Believe me, I know, or like not personally, like that. It was like getting closure with one of my girlfriends was the reason it ended with somebody else, but so I was like, all right. But yeah, like I'm surprised. Well, I mean, like, obviously everybody's different, but I instantly was like, it's my fault. And then it took me a while to, I think that's maybe if I'm misspeaking, I feel that's like how most people are, where, they instantly blame themselves. Maybe it's just, I guess, how I am as a person, because obviously you didn't.
I think it's definitely a split.
I think I feel like it's got to either be a split or just, because I've always heard that people are like, oh, it's whoever got dumped is like, it's my fault. I did something wrong. Not that it was just they weren't feeling me, or like it wasn't the same anymore. It was like something I did. I have to know what I did that crossed the line. But, obviously you'll never know, and you'll never know. You're not in another person's head. You'll never know exactly what their thinking is. So you just have to accept it and move on.
Yeah.
It takes different times for different amount of people, but it is what it is.
Oh, for sure. So 2 things going back from what you said, just have questions on. So how were you able to, because you said you used to be kind of hard on yourself for your appearance. How were you able to get over that?
That was kind of the, I really don't, that was more like when I was younger.
Okay.
And I guess there's still some days where I'm like, I don't like how I look.
Sure.
And like everybody is that way. It's like, I don't like this about myself, but at the same time, I'm just kind of talking about it and kind of, I guess this is stupid, like joking about it.
Yeah.
Like just joking with your friends, like damn, I look good. Like just like as a joke, but like that shit builds confidence.
It does.
Like
fake it till you make it.
Literally all joking aside, and like just being comfortable in what you are. One of the biggest things is, I guess, kind of what we got to in the beginning is wearing what you want. Mm-hmm. Like wear whatever you want. Like I've been like clowned before on certain things that I've worn. One of my favorite things that I own is a thrifted women's like jacket. It's like this big overcoat, and I got it at Salvation Army, and like it's a woman's coat. And I'm like, this looks so good. And people are like, why are you wearing a woman's coat? I'm like, dude, I look killer in this thing.
I got women's overalls, so I feel you.
Hell yeah. That's like, and I'm like, I look good in this. And I'm like, that's literally the same thing. It's like just being confident, and it's hard to be confident. And it's all steps. It's the first step, in my opinion, unless I'm like missing something, just completely forgetting it, is the first step is not caring what other people think. You can say the first step is like internally thinking to yourself, but I consider that to be the last.
Okay.
Is, at least in this situation, is like the first thing is not caring about yourself, not caring about what other people think. Because if your first step is like loving yourself, and you still care what other people think, it's going to get canceled out. So if you don't care about what other people think, it is way easier to love yourself, in my opinion. Maybe I'm like not thinking about that quick enough, but
no, that's fair. I'd say I would revise it, and from my perspective, a tad. Just saying, learn to not care about the shit that people dislike. Because like I care, like when somebody gives me when someone's genuine about something they like about me, I care.
Yeah.
Or even if it's like feedback that, you know, maybe I said something that came off wrong.
Oh, exactly.
I take that. But if it's
100%.
like somebody's just like, hey, fuck your shoes, I don't care about that.
Yeah, exactly. And that, and yeah, constructive criticism is always good. Mm-hmm. And there's like certain things where obviously if somebody's uncomfortable with something you're saying and they're like, dude, like that's not cool, like that is 100% like you need to check that. Like you need to be respectful to everybody like around, like what they want, what they don't want, or I mean what they don't want to hear. But the same going off on what you said of like people being like, oh, fuck your shoes. It's like that like never happens anymore. I mean like
yeah, I feel like it's more high school.
That's like high school. That's like high school is like people are like, what are you wearing, man? Like, and it's like the only people that like joke. I mean like now like about what I wear are like my friends.
Yeah, same.
And but like it like they're your friends, their opinions hold the most weight, but at the same time they don't. Like, if that makes sense. Like, they hold the most weight because they're your friends. You care about their opinions.
Yeah.
But it's like, they're your friends, so you know that, like, they like you. They love you.
Yeah, they're not going to stop hanging out with you because you have some shitty-ass shoes.
Literally. And they're not going to be like, yo, man, like, it's like, really? Like, you're going to, it goes, like, you didn't, like, just, like, your hair looks messy. Your you know, your eyebrows look weird. Like, shit like that. Like, nobody cares about that. But, you know, the whole appearance thing goes back to, like blaming yourself. It goes, oh God, am I too ugly?
Mm-hmm.
It goes, did I get rejected because I'm ugly? You know, like stuff like that. But obviously it's to each their own, and everybody's like deals with it in a different way. So I guess that was like a long way to answer, maybe not even answer the first question that you said about, so like, because the first question you asked was like, so what do you do like about appearance? Like,
yeah.
So what was your second question?
Second question just goes back to the first analogy from the book. When people are fixed in their ways.
Okay.
Why do you think people get fixed in ways, and why do you think it's so hard to get people out of their fixed ways?
So I can't think of any examples of myself that because I know I am fixed in certain ways of like specifically tasks, and I can like to consider myself very open-minded, and so like I'm not fixed in any ways of thinking. At least I'd like to believe that I'm not, because I'm very open to other opinions. I'm very open to other things. But when it gets to the point of disrespect, which I have been in arguments with before, of just other people, like I guess I'm going off on a tangent, but you know, like I was talking to this one person. I'm obviously not going to say anything, but we didn't really have conflicting opinions. But they were just something they said. I don't remember the exact topic, but they were coming to the point where they said something along the lines of where if you have an opinion, it was like, so if you have an opinion on something, obviously I don't support this whatsoever, but I think the example we were talking about was gay marriage.
Okay.
And God, that sounds horrible the way I just said it, because I was like, I don't support this, and we're talking about no. I think we all know that. Okay. Okay. So, but what I was saying was we were talking about how certain people, there's some people that are still for whatever reason against it, and he was saying that he's for it, but he was saying he understands that some people are against it because that's their views, and you have to respect that because that's their views. If that makes sense. It's like,
yeah, it makes perfect sense.
If you're going to respect everybody's opinion on everybody's way of life, then you have to respect the opinion of somebody that disrespects it. And I kind of don't like that, because if you're going to respect somebody's opinion, for them to be disrespectful is where I cross the line. If you're going to be disrespectful to somebody and claim it's an opinion and then expect me to respect you because that's your opinion, like that just sounded like a whole mess. But
I'm perfectly following
you.
you.
You get what I mean.
Yeah.
Is like somebody's like saying that I don't want to, or it goes, I don't believe what you believe, but you have a right to believe it. Which, to an extent, you have a right to believe it, but when it gets to the point where if you're disrespecting somebody, if you're going to be, I guess either hostile, disrespectful due to their way of life or somebody else, then that's where I'm not going to respect you anymore. I'm not going to say that I respect the freedom of you to have your own opinion.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and I would say, I think I agree. I respect everyone's opinions, but I think...
Yeah, because I said opinion like 50 times.
No, you're good. But where I draw the line... Well, and I don't even want to say draw the line, because I'm open to hearing why that's your opinion.
Yeah.
But, like, when you have an opinion that excludes certain groups of people based on, like, their race or their orientation...
Yeah.
I really don't understand why you would think... Like, okay, if we're using gay marriage, for example, or if we're using, like equality, any type of equality rights, whether it's between women, races, sexual orientation, I will hear you out and as to why that you don't support gay marriage or as to why you don't support women equality with men and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I don't think you'll ever change my opinion.
That's practically what I was trying to say. Trying to get across is like he said I'll hear you out, but I'll hear you out for those opinions, but and you're allowed to have those opinions, but I'm not gonna to respect you to get to that level of like if you're gonna disrespect somebody else that maybe I necessarily don't fall into the category of, but if you're gonna disrespect somebody else, why should I respect you? That's kind of my thing. Yeah, is like if there's somebody that's against a certain race, a certain gender, a certain sexual orientation, and you're like, oh, it's my opinion, I have the right to do this, it's my religion, whatever reason, then you're like, you have to respect that, I have to respect that opinion. I'm like, no, I don't.
See, I would love to have a conversation with somebody who was against those things that we're saying.
Yeah, like because like the people in my circle are like the complete opposites, you know, like
yeah, I don't know like, a single person.
Exactly. And it's like all in theory and like you see it in the media and like that, or like you hear of these certain people. I just think like maybe around here that there's not really that many people that are so like diehard.
I was gonna say, I think there's people who do things that might be sexist or racist or homophobic, but they wouldn't stand and die on a hill and supporting like that they are that. But I think they might do like little things on, you know, or unconsciously that, you know, you could say is, oh, that's racist or that's homophobic. But I don't think there's many people who would say, yeah, no, I am homophobic.
Yeah,
or I am racist.
I doubt it.
And if there are, I would give them the time of the day to speak, but you'd have to walk out. Because like I said, I've said this several times now on the podcast, but I believe this to be true. Everybody's actions, like anything anybody does, makes sense with enough information. So if you are racist, it probably makes sense if I know everything that you know and I see things from the way you see things. Now, however, I'm losing you here. I'm losing you here. After you've walked me through this, I could probably help identify some things that maybe you're missing because there's no, I don't think,
and that's the
sane person that could see
exactly. And there's people that are because there's that old phrase or that old thing where it's like there's always somebody, and like this is going back to comparing yourself. There's always somebody that knows more than you.
Oh yeah.
There's always somebody. So it's like
we all know more than each other on certain
things for sure. And it's like there's always someone that knows more than you. There's always somebody that can educate you on something. Mm-hmm. There's always somebody that can make you look into a different light of whether you agree with it or disagree with it. Don't just see something and take it as fact, or not even that. Like. You can question things. Don't question everything. There's some things that are inherently like good. There's certain things that are inherently like this is fact.
Quality for all humans.
Yeah, equality for all people. It goes. There's no way that there's a bad moral behind this. Stuff like that. I guess. So that's why, like, I think people are stuck in their ways of thinking. People are stuck in their ways of doing things just because they've been conditioned to do something the same thing. Anything that's new seems like it's harder at first. So anything that you've done for years, if there's a new way to come into it, that of course is going to look harder to you because you've been conditioned that this thing is super easy. This new thing is more difficult. But if you just try it once, or try it once and learn it a couple times, it is miles easier than what you're doing in some situations. So people are scared of change. That's like the main thing.
And too prideful to accept that they're wrong.
Yeah. Exactly.
I would say I agree with that. It's usually the two reasons.
Yep.
But
and the one last thing that I lost my train of thought.
Are you sure?
I legitimately.
You can try to reel back in.
Maybe if it hits me in 2 minutes, I don't know.
Okay, so I'll continue on. If it comes up, go ahead and cut me off. So we kind of been all over the map, and I've enjoyed the conversation. But now we're kind of coming to the end. So there's always a few different ways I'd like to close out the podcast. First of which being a mental health tip.
Okay.
So anything you do to achieve good mental health, it can either be you do it proactively to keep mental health good, or you can do it like on those really bad days to help turn that day around.
Gotcha. Okay, so I think I kind of nailed a few things, kind of talking. Hopefully, like, I got across, like, just hearing myself talk. It's like, did that make sense?
You've been making sense. I've been following.
So, obviously, that's in my opinion number one. Talk to somebody, dude. Like, regardless of who it is, find that one person that will listen and will give you advice. Find that one person. Find whoever it is. If you're going through something, this is kind of a more like if you're having like a big thing.
Sure.
If you're going through something, then just talk to them. And one thing that I do want to stem off on this, I know I'm dragging this on, but
you're good, dude.
This is a total kind of thing. It kind of made me think of it was so about 5 years ago. I was watching my friend's house, and I was watching his dog, and I was like going through God knows what. And so he was on vacation because I was watching his house. So like I didn't have him to talk to. So I was like, I literally like just spilled for like an hour, like just spilled out talking to his dog. And his dog was looking at me like he was listening to me. And it kind of hit me with something. I was like, he's just sitting there listening. This dog's just sitting there listening. And it made me realize something. The difference between humans and dogs is like, I don't know if I'm like just sounding like
no, dude, I'm
sounding like a nutcase, but it's like a difference between humans and dogs is dogs make their needs and like their needs and their ups and downs, their needs and their I guess their needs and what they don't need. I can't think of the opposite word for that right now, but they make their needs so clear. And they make what they want so clear. They're like, if they want to go to the bathroom, they're sitting at the back door. They want food, they're at their bowl. They're doing this. If they want attention, they're cuddling up on you on the bed or on the couch, whatever. They're making their needs known. Humans like to play games and not make their needs known and expect other people to know what they need to hear. And they're like, he goes, you're going through something bad, but you're keeping it you're going through like, what do you need to hear? What do you need right now? You're not making it clear. It's harder. So it's like humans don't, and that causes fights and friendships, relationships. It goes, your needs aren't clear. I don't want this. I want this. I don't like this. I like this. But in like, it's just at the bare bones is like dogs make it known. This is what I want. This is what I don't want. I don't like when you rub my belly there. They like instantly, obviously like humans are way more complicated, but it's just on the core.
Yeah,
it's
no, I like that.
And I don't know, like I've kept it. I have a note in my app from 2016, or a note in my notes app that's just says dogs, and I know exactly what it is. And I'm like, it's just like, make your needs known. It's like, whether you're in anything, like what you want, what you like, just make it known to yourself, make it known to other people, so that they're more, or you're more comfortable around them. They can do things that make you more comfortable around them. I guess that was kind of a off the spiral of my mental health tip. So that was kind of for, like, just talk to people, because people can give great advice without, either trauma dumping or without comparing problems. Just having someone sitting there and listening, you can hear yourself talk and be like, God, maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe this can help me. Just by hearing yourself talk can help. Then something to kind of keep a more maintained mental health is write. I'm like write stuff down. Like, if you're feeling a certain way about something, write it in a journal, write it in a notebook. Just kind of like write your feelings out. Physically put your feelings out. Whether it doesn't have to be to yourself, because there's certain things that people think about that they're like, I can't talk to somebody about this. This is too personal. Just write it in a notebook. And it's just getting your feelings into a physical form. And it makes you feel better by looking at it. You can read back at it. You're like improving on a certain thing that you can physically see. And you're like, it goes, this is how I feel. I'm expressing my feelings instead of just bottling it up. That helps me at least. And if it helps somebody else, then that'd be perfect.
Hell yeah. And even going back to your first one, too, it sounds like you don't even need somebody to always give you advice.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
The dog was just listening.
Literally.
Sometimes it's all you need.
Literally.
But
and that was just like a more, like, if you have a big thing, you can still, like, write stuff down. But, like, obviously, if a big thing, like, it's better to have somebody or something just to vent to out loud.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure, dude. And honestly, real quick observation, I will say, I think artists like Kanye West, Kid Cudi, I'm realizing it more and more. People I meet who are fans of theirs are a lot more willing to be open and vulnerable about their feelings.
Yeah.
Which means that's a big tool for mental health, right?
Uh-huh.
And I honestly feel like their influence and their message has been very impactful in that sense, because I mean,
yeah, because dude, there's so many.
It's cool to do that now.
There's so many people that are like, I relate to this, I relate to that,
and they're making it like they're taking away the stigma behind it. So, I mean, honestly, hats off to those people, because
exactly,
it made it cool to do that. Before, I think a lot more people kept shit in, because that's killer, dude. You can't do that. So, I like your tip. One last thing I like to end with: anything you want to promote or recommend. It can be fucking anything.
Promote? I got nothing. I mean, to promote personally.
It doesn't mean to promote for you.
Like, no, I know. I really, like, I don't have anything to promote. If you recommend, I do recommend. Have you heard of Tommy Cash though?
Tommy Cash?
Yeah, he's an Estonian rapper. He's fantastic.
I have not.
He's an Estonian Russian rapper. He's fantastic. His music is great. If I recommend listening to Tommy Cash. He's kind of hyper pop, Charlie XCX kind of vibes.
Okay.
So I highly recommend Tommy Cash.
I might have to. I mean, I'm very intrigued for sure, because I was not expecting that. But I mean, I don't know if you're familiar, but I always give people an opportunity to share a song of the week. So maybe you could share a Tommy Cash song.
Maybe I will.
But not holding you to it. But anyway, Bennett, thank you for coming on, man. It's been a good time. I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh, I loved it. Yeah, it was great.
Hell yeah, dude. So if you want to be a guest on this podcast like Bennett was, or if you know Bennett and you don't know me so well, he can link you with me. But reach out. My name is Seth Atkinson. I'm sure you probably know that if you're watching this. The Instagram and Facebook account for my podcast is TIMM Podcast. The email is timmpod@gmail.com. And there's also a TikTok now. So we're on the
Okay.
We're on TikTok, baby. And I think it's just TIMM Pod. Do you want to plug your socials at all?
I don't know. I'm just Bennett Squire on everything, I guess. Instagram, Twitter. That's about it.
All right. So if you want to follow Bennett Squire, check him out. Until next week, guys. Thank you very much.
Awesome.